Oh, I've gone live. Good morning, everyone. My name is Alison Reiner, and I'm your Loved Again and Forever coach. And I am the member in the spotlight this week on Project Positive Change, which means you'll see me here every day. If you missed me yesterday, you can go back to yesterday's video and get a little bit of information on who I am and what we're going to be doing this week. So I turn up on a Monday. I'm a relationship coach, and I turn up on a Monday talking all things relationships. However, I wanted to lead you through a process this week. I wanted to really use the time to take you from where you are now to change, hopefully. So that's what we're going to be doing. Each day we're going to be looking at a different aspect of change, what is required in order to move yourself forward. Hi Sam, hi Caroline. Thank you for joining me. Yesterday I think I spoke to nobody, which was interesting. So brief introduction to me. I am Alison Reiner. I'm your Loved Again and Forever coach. I'm a very grateful member of Project Positive Change, which is why I'm here talking to you today. I'm a relationship coach. I work with women who are very, very stuck in their relationships. They're not sure whether they love their partners. They're not sure whether they want to attempt to save their marriage. They're not really sure what life will look like on the other side, and actually are pretty terrified of what life looks like on the other side, not just from a financial situation, but also how they're going to cope emotionally, how they're going to cope physically, living on their own, maybe with the family, with the kids, and keeping that sort of emotional balance, not just for them, but for the kids. And that is a situation that tends to keep a lot of us very stuck for a very, very long period of time. And I know that when I was in that situation, I kept going round in circles for many, many years. Hi Caroline, for many, many years, just trying to work out what I could do, trying a little bit of this, trying a little bit of that, trying to bridge the gap between my husband and I that seemed to be increasing over time. Every time we had a conversation, we seemed to draw further apart rather than closer together. So I know what it's like to be in that place, and I thought I was alone. I really thought I was alone. I thought I was the only one that was suffering this. And I know now, having spoken to many, many women and talking with my private clients and working my private clients through this process, that I wasn't alone. I'm not alone, and we're not alone. But it's very difficult to find support when you're in that place. We don't like to talk to our friends and family about it. Maybe we start off sharing what's going on, what we're feeling, but after a period of time, there's almost that sense that we have to take a decision and either shut up and get on, or shut up and move on. So there comes a point where we start to withdraw from our family and our friends, and we start to talk less about what we're feeling, because there is a certain pressure to take action. And that's one of the things that I say when I start working with someone. I don't want you to do anything. I want you to take the idea that you're staying or the idea that you're leaving. I want you to put them to one side until you really understand what it is you want. Don't be bowed by other people's opinion. Don't be bowed by, I've been in this situation now for 5 years and I've done nothing. Another 3 months, 4 months isn't going to change anything. Use this time to get really clear on what life looks like for you. And that's what I want to talk to you about today. I want to talk about really getting clear on your current situation. Because until you are so clear on where you are at the moment, it's really difficult to take that step out and make a change in your life, or even make a decision. And sometimes it's a case of becoming willing to look at the situation. So that's what I want to talk about today. And the reason I want to talk about that is it's the very first step in transformation. It's the very first step in taking that step, that elevation up to becoming that person that you need to be in order to make the changes that you want to make in your life. We arrive where we are based on every single decision we've ever made. It's just, that's just the way it is. And those decisions may well be non-decisions, pushing things away, not thinking about them, leaving them till tomorrow, hoping that if you don't face them, they'll somehow dissipate. All of that is part of the decision-making process, and all of that has brought you to where you are today. And I include that myself in that, and that was a big wake-up for me. And it's something that's kind of difficult to grasp, but bear with me. But we are the sum of every decision or non-decision, action, non-action that we have taken. And that's brought you to exactly where you are. So in order to change where you are, in order to change something or everything in your life, you need to change your approach to it. And that involves changing your mindset to an extent. And the very first step is understanding where you are, understanding where you're settling, having full awareness of your current situation. I wrote some notes today, so apologies if I glance down, because quite often I go off and I think, damn, I forgot to mention that part. And I've got this idea that I've got to be frightfully professional and stare at the camera the whole time. And actually, the information that I want to give you is more important than me staring at the camera, so bear with me. We quite often deny ourselves what we absolutely desire to have. We settle for less because, and especially as women, and I talk mostly about women, I talk about the process that women go through. Men, I will go through it too because I talk to my husband about it, but I think you process it in a slightly different way. But as women, we tend to deny what we really want. We tend to settle for less because it's not that bad. Other people have it worse than us. Life, life is not as bad as it was 6 months ago, or I've had it worse than now, or my friend or my neighbour, they're having a much more difficult time. So who am I to think that I deserve to be truly happy, that I deserve to have the relationship of my dreams, that I deserve to have the life that I really want? And that keeps us small, and it keeps us stuck. And that's part of the decision-making process. That is a decision you're making to keep yourself in the position you're in, the situation you're in. It's not bad enough for me. And therefore, you need to become aware of that thinking pattern. You need to become aware of that process in order to take a step out of it and in order to change your perspective. So I've got a couple of little exercises that I want to share. I don't often do this. I often just turn up and talk. But today I've got an exercise for you. And I want you to go and grab a pen and paper. And if you're watching this on replay, you too grab a pen and paper. Take it as slowly as you need, but do it. There's no right or wrong answer to this. It's just a case of getting really, really clear. So write down first of all, what bothers you most about your relationship? What it is that's upsetting you most in this moment. And when you're watching this, put me on pause, think about it, and come back. I'm just going to keep talking because if I pause every time, I could be here for an hour, and I do love to talk. So moving on, what is the cost of this? What's the cost of it for you? Physically, what do you feel when you think about this? What are you suffering? What symptoms do you have in your body? Are you somebody that suffers a lot from headaches, or shortness of breath, or arthritis, or what are the physical symptoms of your current situation? And let me tell you very quickly, when I started this process, I was riddled with, I had rheumatoid arthritis in my shoulders, I had arthritis all over my body, in my joints and whatever. And as I worked through the process, I now have latent arthritis, which is fantastic. I can move my hands, I can move my toes, I can move my wrists, I can move everything. What I didn't understand was that this physical aspect had anything to do with the situation I was in, with the unhappiness that I was feeling, and the anger, because arthritis is very strongly linked to that anger. I was so angry, and I was really pushing that down. I wasn't allowing myself to feel it because I'm a good girl, and good girls don't do angry. I don't know if you can relate to that. So I had pushed all that anger down. I didn't admit to it, not even to myself, because that's unpleasant. So what are your physical symptoms? What is this situation in your relationship costing you physically? What's it costing you emotionally? That's the next question. What's it costing you emotionally? What are you feeling? What's sadness? What's going on in your mind? What's going on in your heart? What are you saying to yourself? Are you sad? Are you angry? Are you hurt? Are you resentful? I was so resentful. Because if we don't deal with these things, we become resentful. It's part of the strategy of the coping strategy that our mind has. It's got to, we start creating that story for ourselves again and again. What about, financially? What's it causing you financially? I tell you what happens when we're trying to deny our situation, when we're trying to deny how we're feeling. We start spending money, whether it's clothes, whether it's wine, whether it's yoga retreats, whatever it is, we start spending money to try and change something up here, to try and help ourselves escape from feeling those emotions. So get clear on what you're spending, where are you spending money, and think about why you're spending it. What is it you're trying to escape from? And I'm not talking about the normal, the weekly shopping. I'm talking about that expenditure that you make in order to escape yourself, in order to escape your situation. Is it that you're spending a fortune creating romantic meals for your husband in order to try and change the situation? It can be something like that. It can be shopping. You'll know yourself if you take that time. You sit quietly, think about it, think about your spending patterns. When do you spend? Are there certain triggers, certain things that happen for you? Get it down, get clear. When you see this on paper, it's a wake-up call. It really is a wake-up call, and that's why I would ask you to not keep it in your head. It's great to think about it, but it's so powerful when you put it on paper, because that gives you the impetus. It gives you the kick up the backside, actually, to take a step out of it, when you understand what it's really causing you in your daily life, and not just that upset, not just it's bigger than just being stuck in an unhappy relationship. It starts to affect every aspect of your life. And when you get clear on that, it's easy to start looking for change. Change can happen, but you have to be 100% committed to it. You have to put, your whole self into it. It's not going to happen just by wishful thinking. It takes action, and it takes 100% commitment. And it's only possible to grab onto that 100% commitment when you are really clear on what it's costing you. So take time. Get through that. I promise you, I have seen women transform their lives beyond their expectations, beyond their dreams, beyond even my expectations for them, by just getting clear on what's holding you back. So take time to do it. Tomorrow, we're going to be talking about the next stage, and that's the mindset stage. What is it? Now you understand what it's costing you. What are we going to do to shift that? So make sure you join me tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm going to be here at 12 noon all over again. So slightly later in the day than I am now, 3 hours later than I am now. And if you're catching this on replay, you can watch it anytime at all. If you have any questions, reach out to me. Either message me here, or message me in private at Alison Sarah Reiner is where you can find me. Come and join my group, Loved Again and Forever. I put the details underneath. We will be talking a lot about this during the course of the next few days. And it's a safe place for you to come and ask questions and receive support. Nobody knows that you're in there. Nobody knows that you're talking to me or to us. So it's safe, it's private, and I'd love to see you in there. If you've got any questions on what we've been talking about today, shout. Thank you for taking time to listen to me. Thank you for being here. Have a great day.